So we're going to grade the student submissions. Before we do that, you will see these different icons appearing in your grade center as you work with the grade center. Normally, the one that we will see for needs grading is the one that we will see the most. It's an exclamation mark with a yellow circle. So that's typically what you will see displaying in your grade center once they submitted something. So the grading can be done also from the needs grading page that you see here on the left-hand side. So when you open up your needs grading page and it indicates that there's 0 items to grade, then you can say, yes, I can go on leave. Okay? I can rest a little bit. But then if you see that it displays 35 total items to grade, you know you've got some marking to do. And it will then display for you the assignments or whatever was submitted that you need to go and grade. So there's also a grading filter available so that you can sort based on these items at the top and select what assessment you want to grade. So if we, for example, selected the individual assignment, it will only display all the individual assignments for you here. And what we saw is that there's also an option to show attempts that don't contribute to the user's grade. If you allowed for multiple attempts and you want to see whether students have submitted more than one attempt, then you can use this option to tick that tick box, and it will show then all the submissions that the students made and not just the final one that you are going to grade. We also found that there's a known bug at the moment still. If you open up your needs grading and you're using a graded wiki or a graded blog or a graded journal, that does not automatically reflect in your list of gradable items. So the workaround for that is to select that tick box, and it would then display for you the blog and journal items that you need to go and grade. So let's do this. On page 33 in your handouts, you will see we're going to grade a group assignment. Now, the very handy thing about group assignments, if you've created your groups and you allocated those groups to your assignment when you set it up, when you provide feedback, everyone in that group will see that feedback. So it can save you quite a lot of time. Also, if you're using rubrics and you mark one rubric, it pulls through to everyone in that group. They can see that rubric. So you don't have to do repeat things unnecessary. So we're going to go to needs grading. Just want to see. So my group assignments are displaying at the top of the page, but I could now also use this filter and select all the group assignments. And when you click on that Go button, it will only reflect the group assignments so that you can mark the group assignments. Do you also see it displays there? There's 5 out of 25 total items to grade so that you don't miss, you don't think it's only the group assignments that I now need to grade, but also there's other stuff that also needs grading. So what you can do is you select that radio button, all the users. So if it displays for you like this, right, then you can click on your the submission document that the students submitted and just reload that page so that it kicks in that box view with which you can then provide feedback for the students online so that you don't have to download all the stuff and then you only can provide feedback. So if yours still look like that, go underneath submissions. You will see there's the attachment of the file that the student submitted. You have to click on that. Did it refresh? So now you can see that document. Okay, so let me show you how this box view works. So here at the top, I have a small pencil So I can draw anywhere on this. So if the student made a horrible mistake, I can draw something there, right? And then I can select to save that. And I can say done. And then I can make a note. You did not reason correctly. Refer to page 121 in the book. Once you made your note, you can click on post. And when you're done, you can click on close. But before you click on close, I just want to show you there's also a dustbin there. If you see, once you posted that you made a mistake there, you can't really edit that. Then you just delete and you repost your message. And when we close, this is what it will look like. So I can see there's something wrong and there's a message. The student will be able to click on it and they will see the feedback. Once you've made your notes, I just want to show you where you can access the rubric as well. So this is a little bit hidden. So please make sure that you don't miss this step. So just below that out of total, you have a small little arrow available there. When you click on that little arrow, it will show you that group project rubric. So there's two ways that you can view that. You can either click on the link there, and it will show you the rubric below that. I personally don't like that view. I like the little boxes. So if I click on the little icon there on the right-hand side, it will open up a window for me. So what I normally do when we do the e-learning for academics, I have two screens. So on the one end, I will open up the submission of the student, and on the other screen, I will have my rubric open. And then as I'm reading, I can use the rubric to grade and to provide additional feedback. Just a note on rubrics. I had to assist a lecturer the other day. He used Turnitin, but what he did is he had the criteria here, and he had the levels of proficiency at the top, or performance levels. But he had nothing in there. So the students kept on telling him, you didn't give us feedback. Where do we find the feedback? And he reasoned, he did give them feedback. He gave them then a rubric. But what they were looking for is, but how do I improve? What did I do wrong to get there and not there? Right. So please, a rubric is not a rubric if you do not add the flesh. So what you do if you use the rubrics, you can select any of these. You will see if you create the rubric using a point or a percentage range, then what it will do, it will even break it down further. And you can decide, okay, I don't want to give them the average one. I want to give them a little bit less than that average mark. And you can even provide more feedback there if that is not sufficient enough. It's really a very helpful tool and can save you a lot of headaches providing feedback. What it will then do, based on my selection of the points, it will calculate for me a point value there. If I still decide I want to override that grade, so the rubric works out as 55, but I need to give them 5 extra marks because they did whatever well, right? Then I can add a new total there, and in the feedback to the learner, make sure that you write, thank you, you received 5 bonus points for whatever the case may be. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use that mark, and it pulls through there. Just want to go down. Then what I just want to also show you, you can add more feedback there to the learners. And do you see there's an attachment button? If you click on that, you can even give them a memo of the assignment. If you decided you're going to download the assignment and you use track changes in Word to give them feedback or to make comments in a PDF and upload that graded assignment, you can also do that. So let me just show you again where you can find that attachment button. So it's below the feedback box. There's a small pin icon that you can click on, and there you can browse to attach. You must realize this, there's a lot of information on this page. So we might miss it, so you must read carefully and look carefully at all the options there. On the last point here, if you don't want to give all of them the same mark, so let's suppose you can see all the students came and they complained and they said, Jimmy Cricket didn't do anything, so he must actually not get any marks. Then you can go and select that specific student and provide them a 0. So all the others will get the total, but this one will get 0. Okay, so let's submit and see if this happens. I can add a note for myself there. The group complained about cricket. Okay, so also don't miss this Save Draft button. If you see you're not finished with the grading and you have to run to present a class or to go to a meeting, then save it as a draft and you will be coming back and continue with the marking when you have time again. So then let's submit and see what it will look like on our grade center. So what I need to do is I can click on that group assignment column to see all the students together who received now grades. So 3 of them got the 55, and then that Jimmy Cricket received a 0.